Hi everyone and welcome back to the Brick Buds. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You join me today for a review of the Daily Bugle, set 76178. Now I'll say off the bat that I am not a Marvel fan, so this is not going to be your typical review of the Daily Bugle because I've bought this purely to put in our city as a very large building. So let's take a look at it and see what I thought. Okay, I'll start off straight away by saying that I don't like this set. And you will see instantly why. It's the worst set ever for actually doing video reviews because it's just ridiculously tall and it just doesn't fit in. So I'm not going to be able to show you it all at once because I just don't have the space. So I will take it apart and show you bit by bit, but the bit that I want to show you straight away is this bit here. I cannot get this to go down and look flush. It's very fiddly, so just excuse that. That's not my bad Lego making. It could be my bad Lego making, but I've left it like that to show you that it's tricky. So let's take it apart and look in each floor individually. Okay, so for most of the floors, you can actually take the front off and have a decent look inside, but the bottom floor doesn't do that. So if I tip it up for you to see. Inside we've got like a little reception area over this side and like a little waiting area and then a little drinks machine. I like the detailing at the front here. Got a sliding door. Nice pot plants. This bit I think we're going to have to take off. I don't want someone coming through the floor. I think that's the Sandman, I'm told. But Ian did enjoy building that. He said that was a fun build. So that's a plus for this. You've got the newsstand, which kind of attaches in a weird way. It's kind of got clips on the bottom. So that is easy to knock off. I don't know if that's so you can... I don't know whether you can put people in easier. I don't know. It's a very flimsy build, this whole thing. Not just the newsstand. So this is where one of the problems lies, in that, take the Sandman off, there is a 32 by 32 base plate here, but the building itself is barely, it's about half of that. So yeah, it's about 18 studs, about 18 studs wide, or deep, and then a little better at 23 wide. But you're losing so much real estate to just patches of pavement and tiny boxes and rats, and not even nice tiling at the back here. Bins that apparently are not stuck down. I think that might be, well, because they're only attached by one stud, so they sort of pivot around a point and move quite a lot. And this is indicative of the whole build. Everything is fragile. Building the windows, it's literally just panels, glass panels stacked, and I don't know if you can see the flex that you get. So as soon as you start trying to move this about, it crumbles. It's so fragile. You've also got a lift inside that really is not a lift because there's no lift shaft at the back. Let's have a look at the next floor up. So this is the first floor where you can literally take off the side. But again, be careful because it's fragile. So in here we've got sort of a central column and all the desks sort of around it. Really nice details. Lots of different newspaper covers on this, which I think is a really nice detail. Little coffee and donuts station. But, it just falls apart if you breathe on it. And you have to build all these windows. It's a very repetitive step. They fall out easy, but they don't go back in easy. You see the way that flexes? I actually literally hate this so much because of that. So there's that non-existent lift. So it's literally like a stud thick, or a plate thick. That's it. Little water cooler's quite cool. no pun intended. So there you can sort of see the layout of the desks. This is also the start of the fire escape in this hideously bright red colour. I don't know if that's accurate to the films because I've not seen the films, but I would prefer a less in-your-face kind of colour. And then this is the sneaky part. I don't know if it was just us, but we thought that this build was full width the entire way up. But this is actually a balcony here. So from the front, it looks like a really imposing building. But from the back, suddenly you've lost 5-6 studs worth of width to it. So suddenly you're using, again, much less space for, or all that space for much less real estate. So not a fan. Lots of stickering detail there on this set. These ones are particularly good, and I was so impressed with my sticker placement on this one. It went on really easy. I don't know if it was just luck, because it's a very large sticker, but I thought it was a good one. The next floor is even more fragile. You've got, I think this is the Green Goblin flying out of this one, and all the windows sort of broken off. You can rebuild the windows. I'm not sure if it gives you instructions for that, but I know people who have done that, so that it doesn't look like this. And again, the front should just pull away. So on this level, you've got like an office here, maybe the editor's office, and a sort of photocopier room with a sort of storeroom as well. There's a pizza on the top there, a couple of boxes, and again that non-existent lift shaft. I think there's a spider hanging out in here. Maybe that's Spider-Man's pet spider. I don't know. And then more of the garish fire escape. And as you can see, much thinner than the previous floor because you've not got the balcony sort of space on this one. So this is the last floor level, and on this one you've got these poles, which I would assume would have flags on, but there's no flags. And again, a couple more desks in there. Some nice detailing. They've done well with the desks, and I really like the curve of this one. Oh, there goes the chair, but that's a really nice sort of desk shape there. Not great if you want to do lots of writing, but fine for sitting at a computer. Although ergonomically, I think you'd want the computer a bit more in front of you. And I like the way that all the carpets are different colours. On this floor, we've also got like a little aircon unit, another sticker, and like a little car thing for Spider-Man. I don't know what this is, but it's on the side of the building, which is weird. Okay, lastly we have the top, which has got the letters on and a little bugle. It's a nice way of making the bugle, and I love doing letters. It's one of my favourite things to make in Lego is lettering. So I think we'll try and work out a way to put maybe the brick buds on the top here, something more personalised. Big water tower at the top, or water tank, and sort of satellite dishes, and a little higher up the rest of the tower. You've also got Firestar, I think she is up here. Don't know if you can quite see her, but again we'll take her off. This is again very fragile, trying not to knock things off. And I think the most fragile part, which is indicative of like the castle in the forest that we reviewed, is that these bits just fall off. Like there's one studs, and they just, as soon as you touch them, off they come. And you kind of need to touch them to do, like to attach the roof. Then you have to go back and put all of them back on again. We lost one under the table. Like, didn't even notice it had come off because they just come straight off. So, not ideal. So I thought I'd try putting this corner on first. Managed to get that one attached. Then on pushing this side down, it popped back up again. So I don't know if anyone else has that problem with their bugle. Let me know. See if it's a design defect or whether we just built it shoddily. But it's irritating. And again, I've lost one of these on the floor in trying to do that. Okay, so redeeming features of this build. I really like the taxi. I think it's a really good taxi. It fits a minifigure inside. It looks like the iconic yellow taxi. I don't know why they managed a better taxi here, but not on like the actual Lego taxi they did. So this is a better taxi in my opinion than that one. I'm not going to run through the minifigures because I don't know enough about them. There's a lot of them, I'll tell you that much. And most of them are recognisable to people who don't know Spider-Man, but a lot of them you need to know Marvel to know who they are. I did neglect to mention this bit at the bottom here. Pulls out so you can break in. That kind of gives you a bit of a better view inside, but not much. So if you're a Marvel fan and you love minifigures, this set is definitely one that you want to pick up. If you are a Marvel fan and you like buildings, you might find the build frustrating, but you'll still be happy to have such a grand Daily Bugle, large scale, lots of play features. If you only like buildings, then this one is really going to frustrate you. There's not much fun in the build experience because it's so repetitive and it's hard to do because it keeps falling apart. And you're wasting so much real estate in your city for a building that doesn't require it. So I've seen a lot of people maybe enlarge the bugle so that it fills the base plate, or maybe put it on a smaller base plate. I think we'll do one of those. I think probably we'll put it on a smaller base plate, fit it in a little easier than this. I don't think we want to go much bigger. It's definitely one for us to consider how we can make this set work in our city, because that's why we bought it. We thought it had potential. We wanted a skyscraper in the city. This is a skyscraper. It's going to work for that, but how can we not let it take up too much room? How can we make it a bit less of a risk when we knock it and just fill it a bit better? I think utilise that space better. So I'll have a think about that and maybe make some modifications and come back and show you what we've done in another video. I fully accept that I don't like this because I'm not the target audience for this set. So I'm not annoyed by it. I'm not thinking that Lego have made a mistake here. I think it's a good set if you are the right person for it. So if you're a Marvel fan, go for it. For me, worst set I own, I think. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Are you a Marvel fan? Do you love it? Or are you someone who enjoys building buildings and absolutely hate it like I do? If you want to see where this ends up in our city, come back next week for our city update. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. See you later.